Whew! Alright, I did it, guys. As you can see there at the top right, I have gotten now 400 of 440 of Riddler's trinkets, challenges, trophies, riddles, and such. As we looked here through the different sections, I've cleared the Bowery. And important note to note is that everything I've cleared so far has mainly been Batman's, except for the physical challenges and the Catwoman trophies. So I've cleared the Bowery, the Steel Mill, the Museum, Wonder City. The physical challenges, not so much. Park Row, Amusement Mile, Industrial District, and the Subway. So I still have quite a few physical challenges, but I don't necessarily need to do them because I believe the mark to get the location where Riddler is 400. And as you can see here on my map, there's like nothing in terms of Batman stuff. All there is Catwoman stuff, is Catwoman trophies, and there's the Catwoman's loot objective thing, although there's really nothing you really get from doing that. It's just an extra thing to do. But also, I got a bunch of new interview tapes. I got some for Catwoman, for Joker, and for Mr. Freeze. Now, we've listened to Two-Face's tapes, we've heard Zaz's, we've heard Penguin's, and we've heard the Mad Hatter's, and Strange's one tape. Let's take a listen to, since I'm currently at the moment Catwoman, let's listen to Catwoman's tapes. Let's hear what it was like when Strange and Catwoman talked.
We found a prisoner attempting to break into your office, sir.
I see. Leave us.
Yes, sir.
Well, well, as I live and breathe, Professor Hugo Strange. Your posters really don't do you justice. You really are far more evil-looking in real life.
Charmed. Tell me, what do you plan to do, Miss Kyle? I assume that you were attempting to break into my office in order to retrieve your ill-gotten gains.
You stole them from me.
Hardly. The items were confiscated upon your arrest.
Yeah, about that. This holiday camp of yours is quaint and all, Hugo, but I don't think I'll be staying too long.
Escape is impossible.
A girl loves a challenge.
So do I.
Uh-huh. So, he was like, yeah, go ahead and try to escape. I dare ya.
Tell me, what would you do if I let you go? Attempt to escape? Try and find the confiscated items? Contact the Batman?
Why would I contact him?
Oh,
It's
please,
his fault
Selena,
I'm
we
in
know
here.
you have a thing
Is
for
it?
him. You may deny it,
You
but
would
we all
have
know it.
escaped if greed had not got the better of you. He was actually in the process of rescuing you, was he not?
I didn't need his help.
Or
Uh-huh.
any man's, it appears.
Uh-huh.
Come on, you're going somewhere with this. Spit it out.
I've been studying you.
I can see. My eyes are up here, by the way.
Huh.
Very amusing. Tell me, what was it like growing up alone? Fending for yourself? Doing whatever was necessary to stay
Well,
alive?
Strange, if you want to know, just watch Gotham on
Please,
Fox,
I'm
and you'll
tearing
find
up
out.
Here.
And Holly, what would you do if I sent my men after her?
Touch her, and you're dead.
Ooh, he touched a nerve there.
Have you calmed down yet?
Where is she?
That depends on your next answer. If you could save one person tonight, who would it be? Holly? Or the Batman?
He can look after himself.
Good. Holly is safe for now. Let us talk about Batman.
What do you think I can tell you that you don't already know? You've been
That's a
sending
good
your
question.
goons after him for months. He said you were studying him.
So you speak. Good. You never knew your father, correct?
Well, that was certainly a
Enough,
jump.
Strange. This is over.
If you say so.
He went.
Captain, do you have the girl
Oh,
in your
hold on.
sights? Yes, sir.
Uh-oh.
Kill her.
No!
Are you prepared to talk? I thought so. Keep the girl targeted, Captain.
You bastard.
Shall we continue?
Huh. So that's how he was getting her to talk. So, what was it? What was I gonna say? It was something about what I just heard in that tape. Oh, it was odd. He just made that abrupt jump. He was talking about Batman, then all of a sudden he's like, "You never really knew your father, did you?" And I'm like, how'd you go from that to that? I don't really see the connection there. It just seemed a little odd. Alright, next tape.
Your father. Did you
Again,
ever meet him?
where did this come
Never
from?
knew
This
the son of
topic.
a bitch.
Unfortunate. He certainly seems to have made an impact on you. The distrust of men, for example. Your relationship with Batman. Would you call it close?
No one really knows what
Me and the
their
brilliant
relationship
one get
is.
along just fine.
Yeah,
But you want more.
it's never really been clear.
But you can't trust men, can you?
What? Look, he's spoken for. He must
Sadly,
be.
not anymore.
How else could he resist all this?
You're both very similar, aren't you?
She thinks she's
Shared
that much
disregard
of
for
a
the
grab,
law.
huh?
A belief that you are
It's like,
doing
how
the
could
right
Batman
thing.
ever resist this?
And a
I think you're giving
similar
yourself
taste
too
in
much
attire.
credit there.
But beneath the surface, there is a weakness.
Like how?
You both risk everything for a chance at redemption. You tell yourself it's to help her. He does the same for the boy. It's all just to make his life more complete. To become the father he never knew.
Really?
You don't know anything about him.
And neither do you. He hasn't confided in you because he doesn't trust you. And it hurts, doesn't it?
Huh. It's I don't know about that assessment from Strange about how he treats Robin like that because he's trying to be the father. He knew his father. Just because his father was killed when he was a boy doesn't mean he didn't know his father. I don't know about that assessment from Strange. I think he was a little off there. What was the other thing he said? Oh man, it's weird. I just heard the tape and I can't remember what he said. Huh. Let me listen to it again.
Your father. Did you ever meet him?
Never knew the son of a bitch.
Unfortunate. He certainly seems to have made an impact on you. The distrust of men.
Oh, now I remember what it was. It was what I said. It was like, give yourself too much credit. When she's like, how can you resist all this? Sorry, Selena, but that's not necessarily you. It's more so him. You know, it's not just you. He resists all the women. All the women want him. Talia wanted him. You want him. Poison Ivy wanted him. Heck, Barbara wants him. And he says no to all of them. So it's not you, Selena. It's just him. That's just how Bruce is. Alright, last tape.
I touched a raw nerve, didn't I?
Are you still here?
You're hurt because he knows who you are, but you don't know anything about him. Do you love him?
No!
Holly is safe. I have little interest in the life of a teenage delinquent, unless, of course, she finds herself in my facility.
What was all this about, Strange? Do you enjoy making people beg?
Not at all. I am only interested in what makes people do what they do. Soon you will not have to worry about the Batman. Steal what you like, do what you must, in a futile attempt to steal his heart. You will fail.
You sound pretty sure of yourself.
Plans are afoot, Miss Kyle. Soon you may wish to reevaluate your admiration for him. I will be the one standing over his body, and the world will know that Hugo Strange is better than him.
Yeah, whatever.
Two-Face has placed what you are looking for in his safe in his old campaign office. He is someone else who cannot let go of his past. I hope that the contents of that safe make you happy.
And so he set Catwoman out to go get that contents, which of course, since we heard the Two-Face tapes, he also set Two-Face out to go get her, to stop that. So it's interesting how he set all these things in play. And I'm wondering, that's why we're now gonna listen to Freeze and Joker. We're gonna save Joker for last, because of course it's Joker. Let's listen now to whether or not he set Mr. Freeze out to do what he did. Two doctors talking to each other, so this should be interesting.
Send him in.
But we haven't got the suit off him yet. He's dangerous. Are you sure?
Of course. Victor Freeze and I have much in common. We will be fine.
Kind of needs that suit to survive, pretty much.
Welcome to my facility. Please, take a seat.
I prefer to stand. Why am I here?
Oh, Victor, there will be plenty of time for that later. Right now, I wish to get to know you. Discover how you came to have such a frosty outlook on life.
I have nothing to say to you. You may have taken my weapons, but my suit still has considerable offensive capabilities. I will freeze the marrow in your legs. Each bone will shatter and fracture while you remain completely aware of your impending paralysis, begging me to end you.
I don't think that you will do that, Victor.
Really? Why not?
Simple. If you hurt me, your wife will die.
I knew he was going to say that. You just know that in every one of these conversations, he always gets one up on the other person. Hugo Strange does. Every time they're like threaten him, he's like, "Oh yeah, well guess what?" And then he tells them something that makes them go, "What?" And like just freezes them in their place. No pun intended, considering with Mr. Freeze here.
Where is she? Where is my wife?
Nora is in safe hands. Now, let's discuss an incident from your childhood.
No.
Then this is over. Guard.
Wait. What do you wish to learn?
Your early years were troubled.
I was not a sociable child, but that is all.
Even your parents disowned you. They sent you away to a reform school, correct?
They did not understand my work.
Your work? According to a police report, you froze over a dozen of your neighbor's pets.
Wow.
I have always had an interest in cryonic preservation. I didn't understand why my parents allowed our sick pets to die instead of attempting to save them. So I set about finding my own way. I intended to revive all of those creatures.
But you didn't. Which brings us to Nora.
That's an interesting little aspect of his backstory, that they're saying that he started all this way back when he was a kid. Wow, trying to cryogenically preserve all of his neighbor's pets. That's something I did not know. That's why it's interesting to find these interview tapes, because it actually adds more to the characters' backstories.
Have you ever seen a flower die? Watched something that was once so beautiful, so full of life, collapse and rot from within?
You refer to Nora's illness.
It seems like yesterday when I first found her. It all happened so quickly. Suddenly, I was losing her.
Did you seek help? What about your employer, GothCorp?
I hid it from them, diverting resources from GothCorp's research in an attempt to find the cure. But in the end, I failed. Time was running out. I knew that if I was discovered, Nora would die.
Why take that risk?
Do you know what it is to love someone? To really love them?
No.
Nora was all I could think of. I reran the diagnostics, re-examined every detail from every angle, certain that I had missed something. I cursed myself for being so blind, so stupid. Surely there was a cure. I just needed more time. Then I realized what I had to do.
You know, it's interesting. They do touch upon this in I talked about Arkham Origins. Excuse me. In the DLC that came out later on called Cold Cold Heart, that focused on Mr. Freeze, they actually kind of touch upon how at the company there that that's where he was doing it, and that one of the reasons why he kept it a secret from them was because he either suspected them of having a hand in what happened to Nora, or that they were against him like they were not treating him very well, and that he knew that if he went to them with this, they would just like shove it back in his face, like, forget you, who cares about your dying wife, or things like that. So it was an interesting take on that. And I actually really, I said this, I enjoyed Arkham Origins, and I did enjoy that DLC. It was actually pretty good, especially when you got the bat suit that was all about heat and thermo. So that way, when you took on Freeze, and you had those heat gadgets and such, it was pretty cool, pretty interesting.
I had worked without sleep for a week. My needs didn't seem important. Sleep didn't matter. Food didn't matter. It was only her. I looked at Nora and I told her that I loved her. She told me there was nothing I could do, that we should just accept fate. She smiled her beautiful smile as she said it. I promised to cure her. And then pressed the button.
You cryogenically froze her, keeping her on ice, so to speak, while you worked on a cure. It broke your heart, but now you had all the time in the world.
That is true. That is true.
Did you feel relieved?
I went home and fell into a deep sleep. For the first time since we discovered Nora's illness, I dared to dream. But for weeks I had ignored my superior's attempts to contact me. The next morning I overslept. By the time I got to the lab, Ferris Boyle, the CEO, was there waiting.
You see?
What did he do?
He accused me of industrial espionage, which I denied. But then his guards found Nora. Boyle told me that, like all of my research, she belonged to him. I was enraged. I attacked him. His guards beat me back, and in the struggle, I was drenched by the cryogenic chemical I had created. I lay on the floor, helpless, watching the guards steal Nora away. Boyle told me it was a tragedy for such a promising mind to perish in a lab accident. Then he left me to die.
But you survived.
The chemicals were absorbed into my body and transformed my metabolism. My body went numb. I felt a strange tingling, then searing pain all over. Each breath ignited my lungs. I clawed my way back to a refrigeration unit, and as I closed the door behind me, I felt the icy chill calm my aching body. Things suddenly seemed clear.
What seemed clear? Finding a cure for Nora?
No. Revenge. Boyle would pay.
That was a long, just audio there before they actually stopped the tape. But yeah, what I was just talking about, that character and that whole sequence there, I think they actually, if I recall correctly, they actually reenact that. Or at least when you get there as Batman and you examine the crime scene, he figures it out that that's what happened. And there is a segment with Freeze and Boyle that is in there. So, and we'll listen to the last tape, and then I'll give my thoughts on Mr. Freeze as a character when, in terms of my, why he's actually one of my favorite characters and villains in the Batman universe.
You failed to kill Ferris Boyle, though, didn't you?
Yes.
Why?
You know why. Batman. Though he did return Nora to safety until you got her.
See? There you go. Blame me, blame your parents because you failed to revive the neighbor's pets, blame Ferris Boyle for spoiling your plans to cure Nora, blame Batman for stopping your revenge against Boyle. And now, your Nora is in danger.
Because of you.
No, Victor. Because of you. You have always had a heart of ice. You stole people's pets. You stole GothCorp resources. And since then, you've stolen so much more for your own selfish scientific inquiries. If you had shared your genius with others, devoted your energy to medicine instead of crime, perhaps your ice princess would be at home now, preparing you a hot meal instead of being delivered to the Joker.
No.
You could have saved Nora a long time ago, Victor.
It's all for her. Everything. I will get her back. And when I do, I'm coming for you.
Thank you. We are done now.
Nora.
You know, it's just one of those things where for me as a character, I find him a sympathetic character because he, unlike other characters like Penguin, who does it just because he loves, you know, he's that greedy of a guy, he's that sinister and evil of a guy. Freeze, at the heart of all this, he does it all because he loves his wife so much and he wants to find a cure so he can save her life. And you know, it's the motive of why he does everything he do, even the crime things that he does with like stealing money and such. You know, it's all for love, you know, all for his wife. And even though some of the methods he goes about, including willing to kill people, is going too far, you know, it's hard, you know, not to sympathize with him that of why he does it, just because that's how much he loves his wife, you know? It's just one of those things about him that, like, probably behind the Joker, that's why it makes Mr. Freeze one of my favorite Batman villains. Now, speaking of the Joker, I wanted to save him for last because, of course, he is the Joker and voiced by Mark Hamill. And, of course, it's, you know, it's sad for me because this, of course, was Mark Hamill's last go, his swan song as the Joker. So let's listen what happened when Joker and Strange met.
Hello? Anyone in there? No sense of humor. Ah, the strong and silent type, eh? Think you're safe behind that mask? Give me 20 minutes and a can opener, and I'll have you whimpering like a schoolgirl.
Or was it Strange?
You might like it.
That's enough, patient.
Yep, that is.
Guard,
Yep, it is.
Leave us.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Professor Hugo Strange. And you are...
Two-Face. Catwoman. Batman.
We can play these games as long as you like.
Great. I love games.
I was about to say, he's like, I'm fine with that.
Facility, you won't. I am offering you this opportunity to make a deal. I am fully aware of your condition. The last thing you have is time. But I can make your final days more comfortable.
And in return, I'd be giving you...
I wish to study you. I need to know why you are the way you are.
Oh, good luck with
I don't
that.
have long, Doc. You're going to need more than some psycho mumbo-jumbo to get to the bottom of what's wrong with me.
I agree with Joker
I
on this
have
one.
More than that. Much more. So, do we have a deal?
Oh, boy. Good luck, Strange, trying to figure this one
How are you
out.
feeling today?
You promised me another doctor, Strange.
Maybe you shouldn't have killed the one I sent last week. What made you do it?
Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. Besides, it was worth it to see the look on her face. Hey, you know what? I think I've got a piece of it here in my pocket.
You are
Oh,
trying
gosh.
my patience.
Ugh.
That was the third doctor you've killed.
Well, keep on sending them, Doc. I'm trying to break my record.
I think it is time for you to do something for me.
Name it, Doc.
Tell me how you came to be. Explain what made you what you are today. How you come to be sitting across the table from me, dying.
Is that all? Well, I guess you could say I once had a very bad day.
Really?
Oh, such a bad day.
Thursday night, things had been getting worse. I was 3 days from the bank foreclosing on my home. The chemical plant I worked nights at was about to lay off half the workforce. And I was sitting in the hospital, holding the hand of my pregnant wife.
Of course, we know this is all a lie.
God that she wasn't dead.
That must have been upsetting for you.
Probably was. Back then, though, all I knew was that if I didn't let old man Falcone's men into the plant that night, they'd have killed me too. So here's the thing. I had to decide. Could I live without her? Was there any point going on? I've got to admit it. I was scared. Not of being dead, you understand.
No one would blame you if you were. It is perfectly common.
Do I look common? No. I was scared of the part just before you die, when you don't know what is about to happen, when you're desperately clutching at life and trying to hold on with slippery, blood-covered hands. So I made a decision right there.
And what was that?
That is a story for another day, Strange. I think I may need to see a doctor. Get me one.
Of course, when it comes to the Joker, you can't take that for word, because for all we know, it's all a big lie. Anything he says when it comes to his origin and backstory and history can be a complete made-up lie.
You were telling me about the night your wife died.
Oh, no, Hugo. As I recall, I was waiting for you to send me another doctor.
We both know I have sent you 3 more doctors.
Did you?
Yes. One was left dismembered outside the elevator to my office. The other 2 have not been seen since they were sent to you.
Stop sending in doctors.
Listen, Doc.
Professor.
Okay, Professor. I'll give you a little more. I just hope you're taking notes. It's the day after, and I'm standing in the freezing rain, just staring at the chemical plant, feeling numb. Jeannie was dead. It didn't seem real. I can remember the day I first met her. Her infectious smile as I told her bad joke after bad joke. How, even after living with the pathetic wretch I was, she still wanted my child. And then they arrived. Reality's way of yanking me another wedgie. Falcone's men told me to cheer up. He said things could be worse. I asked him how. He grabbed me by the collar, pulled me close. He'd been eating garlic, and each word stank as he threatened to perform oral surgery on me with a nail and a brick.
Ow.
Creative guy. They hand me a box. I remember thinking it was heavy. Was it a bomb? A gun? I'd never used a gun before. Were they that heavy?
And what was in the box?
How's that doctor coming along?
I'll get you one.
And when you do, I'll tell you the rest.
As well as tell you where the rest of those other doctors are.
You are looking a little better, yes.
Well, I have my good days and bad days, but I do try and start each one with a smile.
Are you ready to continue your story?
Yeah, why not? So where was I?
The box.
Ah, yes, the box. So there I was, tearing open this box, expecting the worst. And all it had in it was a crazy red dome and a cloak.
The Red Hood.
I thought they were having a joke with me, but oh no. They made me put it on. They said it was a disguise. It would keep me safe. It smelled like garlic. And that was it, really.
Maybe this is the truth that he's telling.
Barely able to see, trying to break into the one place in this town that had given me a job.
The Red Hood and the Joker are very well connected.
With an enormous fish bowl on your head? Don't answer that. It's hard. I couldn't see where I was going. I must have tripped one of the alarms. I heard muffled gunfire. I panicked and tried to run. And then I saw him.
Who?
That man.
Really?
Yes, really. Batman tried to hit me. I moved out of the way, but, well, what you need to understand is I had this giant bowl on my head, and I lost my balance. It's like life, really. One minute everything's bad. The next your wife's dead and you're hanging on for dear life, suspended over a tank of experimental chemicals. I'm sure he'd say he tried to save me, but we all know he didn't. I fell. For a second, just as I hit the surface, I thought I may just get away with this.
I assume that wasn't the case.
Do I look like I got away with it?
Huh. I fell in and this is what came out.
I was drowning. The chemicals were burning my skin. My entire body felt like it was on fire. And it was all his fault.
Whose fault? Batman's?
Who else?
Yours?
No, Santa Claus. Of course,
Let me
Batman.
tell you what I believe. I believe that you have fabricated a series of events that you use to conceal the truth about your condition.
Of course he does.
I've read 12 different accounts of your past. All different, except for one detail. Batman.
What can I say? I like to keep things interesting. A wise man once told me that if you have to have an origin story, you're better off making it multiple choice.
Huh,
And
interesting.
never facing
Now
up
that's
to
an
the
interesting
truth of
quote.
what happened, what you did, how you got here.
Oh, I know exactly how I got here. A big truck brought me here from Arkham. You remember the asylum, don't you?
Of course.
Well, good. Because I'd hate to think that I'd fabricated seeing you watching me in my cell all those times.
Excuse me?
Hugo, you merry maniac. You were obsessed with me. You all were trying to get in here. Next thing you'll tell me it wasn't you who sent old Sharpie over the edge. Nice work, by the way.
Thank you.
So here's the thing. If you want to make sure that no one else finds out about your past, you should start poking your nose into mine. Oh, and send me another doc. I think I need a second opinion.
And that led to even more doctors, I'm sure, getting killed by Joker. But wow, that's an interesting quote to remember. He said that if you're going to have an origin story, you better make it multiple choice. Well, that can be taken a number of ways. Like, I would say, you know, it touches upon what I said earlier in an earlier video about how I don't like how they keep changing the origin story of Batman and all the characters in it and try and change all the history. On the other hand, I would immediately think of a game like Dragon Age Origins where you had multiple choices of your character's origin story. So that's a cool quote to take from that. Alright, so that's all the interview tapes. I say let's go find Riddler's base. I'm Catwoman at the moment, so let's switch to Batman. And I'm sure he'll get some kind of call from Barbara saying, hey, guess what? I found his base. He just looked at her like,
there's still
hi.
work to do here in Arkham City.
She's like, uh-huh, yeah.
I think I've found something that links all the Riddler rooms. It looks like they were all owned by a Mr. Fine. He seems to have acted as some sort of property broker.
When was this?
Before Arkham City was built. It's a long shot, I know, but he sold one other property 3 months before Arkham opened. There's no record of who to, but I'm sending you the location now.
Thanks, Oracle. I'll check it out.
Okay. It's right over here. Riddler's hideout. Yeah, I think I know where this is because I actually had to go there to get another trophy, and I was like, huh, what's this locked door here? Good thing it's right over here, actually. I'm not on the other side of Gotham. On the other side of Arkham City, I should say. Oh, and there's a trophy right here I could have gotten, but oh well. Alright, so in order to get to this door, you can't just simply drop down and walk over. The only way to actually get there, you have to do a dive bomb move. Watch this. And then, woo! You have to fly over because that's an electric fence. There we go. So that's the only way you can get to it, which is right here. In we go. Oh, Riddler. Knock, knock. Whoa. Oh, are those the rest of the hostages? And that must be Riddler over there. Gotta be careful. Oh, vent. Yeah, I'm not gonna walk in through the door. You'll see that. And plus, Batman doesn't walk in through a front door.
Keep walking.
He always uses the vents.
How to walk? don't you?
Riddler, when I get out of here,
Cash.
I'm gonna hurt you for this. You hear me?
Aaron Cash.
Come now, Mr. Cash. In order to hurt me, you would have to break free from the predicament you currently find yourself in, and attack me in such a way that does not cause me to press this remote detonator, distributing your primitive DNA all over the walls.
Oh, wow.
I'll do it.
You'll try, I'll give you that.
There he is.
But I doubt
There's
you'll
Riddler.
succeed without blowing yourself up. Oh, and I'm sure I mentioned the remote detonator I have here. One press, Cash, and you ignorant buffoons will be all over the walls.
I can walk all night, Riddler.
Good. Let's see if you still feel the same tomorrow.
Huh. So I wonder why he has them all walk. I can't see from here, but I do see a breakable surface right underneath where he's standing. If I can get there, I can take him down right there. Wait, what's that? Dead Man Walking List. Joseph Adams, Rebecca Taylor. A couple of scratched off names. I wonder if those are the hostages I saved. Test 1, test 4. So he was watching through those monitors every time I was there in one of those rooms. You can see that? You recognize those rooms? I've been to.
How to beat the Bat. I just need to think of a better, tougher plan. The others weren't good enough. He solved them too quickly.
Of course
I need
I did.
something that will take up his time. Let's see. How about I place these poor, deluded fools underwater, see how long they can hold their breaths while Batman tries to solve a mathematical conundrum.
You all just
Fill
need
the
to
tank
keep
with
moving.
red herring. Would he understand? Of course he wouldn't. No, that's not good enough. Think harder, Edward. You can do this.
Uh-huh, so he's gonna be busy thinking about a way to outsmart me. So what's going on with them? It looks like they're pushing or having to walk along with this little rolling thing on that track. But why? What is that hit? Are those bombs strapped to their heads? Let me guess. If they stop walking with that thing, it'll set off the bombs on their heads. That's why they have to keep walking. Wow. Alright, I'm in.
Riddler's attached explosives to his hostages.
Yep.
If they stop moving, they'll die.
Oh, look at that. They're handcuffed to it. They're handcuffed to that. You see that? Alright. So I have to move along here, but I have to do it fast enough to where I don't stop them from walking. I don't get in their way. Alright, so I gotta keep moving along with them and avoid getting in their way, while somehow finding a way to get to Riddler.
Make it stop.
Huh. I gotta get to Riddler over there, but I can't get in their way. There are footprints on the tracks there. Maybe that can help me figure out in what direction they'll be coming from, so I don't get in their way. Alright, so it looks like these guys just keep going around in a circle over here.
Please, for the love of God, stop this.
Oh man, they're getting tired. What about those stairs over there? Nah, he might see me. I gotta get underneath. Huh. Alright, there's some room here. What if I follow these guys? Maybe this will take me to where Riddler is. Like, right underneath. Aha.
Think you outsmarted me, did you? Well, you didn't.
Yes! I got him!
What?
Come here! Nice! I got Riddler.
This cannot be happening. Do you really expect me to fall for
Ah,
this
we
dark
put the
night?
explosive on his head.
I know you won't kill me.
True, but you can't say the same about the others, can you?
Uh-oh.
Get your ass moving, Riddler.
Cash
You
is
can't
gonna
tell
make
me
him
what to
do what he did to them.
Do I need to press the button?
What? No. You'll pay for this, Batman.
Nice.
You sure this thing won't work?
No. But there's no point in letting him know that.
They disabled it, so it won't work anyway, but they won't let Riddler know. That's great. That is hilarious. Oh, watch this. I'm gonna get right in front and be like, I'm blocking your way.
What are you doing? You're in my way.
See that green light? If I get in the way, it like goes. It's gonna blow.
What are you doing?
Oh, what a wonderful way to torment him after all he put them through. All right, we got the last Riddler tape. Let's listen to that.
I know you were lying, Strange. There is no way that you could have figured it out. It's some kind of trick. It must be.
Oh, I use no tricks, no childish puzzles. I simply created a psychological profile of the man most likely to be the Batman, and then matched it against the most logical candidate. I was right, of course.
Well, who is he?
Ah, but that would spoil the game for you, wouldn't it?
You must tell me. I implore you, Strange.
Really, Edward? If I could figure it out, it must be child's play for
Ooh.
you. But I... Interesting. Tell me, Edward, how is the Riddler like a blank dictionary? You're both at a loss for words.
Oh, nice. Oh, man, Strange got the last laugh there. Very nice. Hey, Cash.
I'll keep him walking all night, and when he realizes he's been fooled, I'll drag his ass back to his cell.
Nice. All right, looks like I saved all the rest of them.
Thank you! I couldn't have walked for much longer.
Haven't won here, Dark Knight.
Now Cash makes that evil son of a bitch walk forever.
You'll pay for this!
I couldn't have walked for much longer.
I couldn't have kept going for much longer.
Son of a bitch walk forever.
You got here just in time.
Very nice. So if I had walked in front and those lights had seen me, that probably would have alerted Joker and he would have blown it up. Very nice. So that is what you get when you finally get enough Riddler challenges. You stop Riddler and pretty much have Cash torment him for doing what he did to all those hostages. That is so satisfying. And to simply get out of this little area, you walk up these boxes and jump over. There we go. Well, guys, that is pretty much it when it comes to what there is left to do here in this city in terms of story. I just thought that was a cool little bit with Riddler. I had to get that in there. And down there in that car, of course, is Deadshot. You know, over there. Just hanging midair. So, yeah. This is pretty much it for our time here in Arkham City. Getting all the Riddler trophies and everything. Stopping Riddler. All the other side quests to stop everyone. There are a couple other side quests left for me to do, but they're just extra stuff, like the acts of violence, the AR training. Nothing else significant in terms of story. So, this is going to be it. And for the last video of the playthrough for Arkham City.
Keeping us in here.
Alright, shut up, inmates. So, as we close out here, our time here in Arkham City, we look upon Arkham City, especially with the tower there, knowing that the next time we visit Batman, it will be, I'd say, about a month from the time I'm recording this. I'm recording this on May 10th, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. And the next time we see Batman and company, it will be in Batman Arkham Knight, which is coming out on June 23rd, I believe, of 2015.
I don't believe it.
And I cannot tell you guys how excited I am for that. Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get my hands on that game. And you can absolutely fully expect me to continue the story with a playthrough of Batman Arkham Knight when it comes out. By the time I finish uploading the videos, of Arkham City, it'll probably be then. So we get one last look at our Dark Knight, who is all burnt and cut up.
The Joker's gone.
From the incredible night that he has had here in Arkham City, which ended with the Joker passing on. We will never again hear Mark Hamill grace the voice of the Joker. He will sorely be missed by most of us that grew up listening to him as the Joker. I know I will. But doesn't mean I won't be looking forward to what happens in the world of Batman that Rocksteady has created here, as we will see what happens in Arkham Knight. But until then, this is the end of my Arkham City playthrough. My name is DJ Neeks, playing the role of the Batman.
Strange is spread
and I
all
will
over
see you
Arkham City
guys
now.
next time.